Trump has spoken many times in the past about Jamil Shaw Jr., who was killed by an illegal immigrant just outside his home in L.A. Joining us now is his father, Jamil Shaw Sr. Jamil, thanks for joining us this morning.
Good morning. Thank you for inviting me.
I understand you had a chance to listen and watch Donald Trump's speech last night. What did you make of his words?
Oh, yeah. Before I get started, I want to make one thing understood. I'm not a part of that organization. I'm a part of Jamil's Law organization, and I really enjoyed hearing from Donald Trump. I mean, it was very inspirational to me, you know, to hear some of the things that he wanted. We've been trying to get a law passed called Jamil's Law in L.A., more of a local law that says that if you're in the country illegal and you're in a gang, that's automatically deportable. So what he was saying was just spot on what we wanted, you know, secure communities, 287G, we want ICE rolling with the gang task forces, we want them going into the jails, going into the prisons, you know, just doing some, like Donald Trump say, some extreme vetting, you know, get in there and make us safe. We want to see it, you know, we didn't heard from forever, but Donald Trump, everyone knows he's going to do it. I feel that he's going to do it.
So clearly, Jamil, you like what you're hearing from Donald Trump, and I know we've spoken in the past, and you've liked all along what he has had to say. His critics say he's insensitive and that he's being racist, and that this isn't America. This isn't the way we behave in America. Well, how do you respond to his critics?
Well, how do we behave in America? Just sit around and let people murder our kids, you know, all our kids dead? You hear about being separated. I have to go to the cemetery just to see a picture of my son on a wall. So I don't, you know, I don't want to hear that kind of stuff. We know that we have gangs killing, we have murderers, we have rapists. These things are happening. I'm not saying Mexico personally sends them over, but we know they're here. And if we can't deal with that, we don't want to hear all this rhetoric. We want someone who's giving us solutions, has a plan, and is ready to implement it. I mean, that's what it's all about.
And yeah, Hillary Clinton not talking about it. I'm sure when she responds to the speech, she won't even mention any of the things you just talk about. She's just going to say, oh, he's so mean.
Jamil, to that point, has anyone from her campaign, has anyone from the Democratic Party ever reached out to you?
Oh, no, never. Only time I hear from them is when I'm a racist. I mean, I hear the same stuff. You know, they call me a racist, you know. I remember way back in 2008, Bill O'Reilly had asked Hillary Clinton about my son being murdered in a one-on-one interview, and he asked her about my son being shot dead in the streets in L.A. Would she stop sanctuary cities? She said no. So she can't say nothing to me. I was around in the 90s when they had these crime bills. I was a young guy then. I know everything they were doing, you know. So she can't fool me. She can't fool no black people.
And the other aspect that he has challenges on is his ability to implement this. You like what he's saying, you like his words, you like his ideas and his policies. How confident are you in his ability, if elected president, to actually implement these ideas?
You know, it's all about trying. We've heard from every Republican, give us the House, we'll take care of you. Give us the Senate. You know, we've heard that before. Trump has my hopes and my dreams, you know. I feel that he's going to do what he say, and if nothing else, he's going to try. He's going to try to implement these things. There's some things he can do on his own, and there's some he's going to need Congress. But as long as he goes in there and represents the American people, I'm very happy. I let him roll with everything else.
Hi, Jamil. It's Kevin Kelly. My question to you is, should this not pass, that Jamil's Law not pass in Los Angeles, do you think you could go to Donald Trump, and would you want to see it pass on a federal level where gang members in any city, including Chicago, should they be legal, be deported?
Oh, definitely. I remember when I met with Donald Trump a while back, I had gave him the Jamil's Law, the whole thing, so he could see it, look at it. You know, I was hoping that he implemented it into his immigration plans. And it's pretty much Jamil's Law is there. You know, whenever I hear Trump talking about what he's going to do, I'm hearing Jamil's Law. Now, if they want to call it that or don't, it doesn't matter. I just want the enforcement. I want to get involved in it. I have people in L.A. that if he gets in there, we're going to help out. You know, this is about America. I have kids. I have grandkids. I have nieces and nephews. When I'm dead, I want to leave something for them, not just funerals.
So, Jamil, to remind everybody, this was back in 2008. when your son was 19 years old at the time.
17
years old at the time. When he was shot by this illegal immigrant, in what specific way did Donald Trump lay out his plan last night to make you think that it would have prevented the death of your son? When that happened several years ago.
Oh, the first thing, bringing secure communities back. You know, 287G. This allows the sheriffs and the police and ICE to go into the jails. I mean, that's where the bad ones are. They're in jail. Some of them on the street, but the ones in jail, there is no reason why they have people getting out of jail killing our kids. That's unacceptable. You know, letting the ICE go with the law enforcement on gang task forces. You know, everything that he wants to do when it comes to enforcement of criminals. Everybody should be for that. Who could be against that? And if you are, what would you do if someone murdered your child, ran your daddy over? I mean, what would you do?
Yeah, the shooter had already been in jail, got out, no one checked. I don't see how that's still happening so often that nobody's looking into this. It seems pretty basic and not controversial.
There was outrage over his idea that if you get if you're an illegal immigrant and you get arrested, you immediately get deported, even before a trial, even before you're charged. But the point is that if you're an illegal immigrant, you're violating the law in the first place. That's the crime. That's the exactly, Jamil.
Just being here. Once you cross the border, all bets off. That has to be dealt with. If that's not dealt with, then they're all going to be here. So at the border, you catch them, you deal with them, you punish them, you make them, you let their friends hear about it to where they don't want to come back. You put out a directive, you put out a public announcement that we're enforcing this now. The past is the past. Today, we're enforcing it, and Trump is going to do it. I believe it.
All right, Jamil, it's always good to talk to you. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us on that. All right, Jamil Shah, thank you. All right, well, coming up, Dropbox dropping the ball on cybersecurity, the details on a data breach that puts the information of nearly 70 million users at risk.